We are live for the Inter Miami versus Nashville SC Game 3 elimination match. Excuse me. Let me turn my camera light on here real quick. Elimination match to see who is going to advance to the next round of the MLS Cup Playoffs and take on the winner of Hell is Real, which is currently 2-1 Cincinnati over the Columbus Crew. Huge game tonight. Playoff implications, advancement implications, legacy implications tonight. Hope you all are having a great Saturday. Sorry about the delay. Had to eat something real quick. Been a very hectic day watching a lot of different sports, college football, soccer. Had to eat real quick before the game started. But before we get into this, huge game starts in a little bit. Make sure you guys like the stream down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share with a friend. This could be the last night or the last game of the season for Inter Miami or Nashville SC. I don't know who's going to be the last game of the night for, but it's going to be the last game of the season for one of these two teams. And I also want to get your guys' score prediction. Who do you think is going to win? Is Inter Miami going to rise to the occasion? Are they going to redeem themselves after last year's disastrous early playoff exit against Atlanta United? Or are they going to disappoint once again and get eliminated in the first round? I need to know your guys' score prediction and if who you think is going to advance to the next round of the MLS Cup Playoffs. A lot of comments too. By the way, the Seattle-Minnesota game, absolute disaster for Seattle. Just embarrassing fashion. Real quick, let me look at this. I want to look at this lineup real quick for Inter Miami. I want to see who they're starting in place of Luis Suárez, who's missing because of his that foul that he had against Nashville SC last game. I want to see who they have, what their starting 11 looks like tonight. What formation are they rolling with? So they're doing the 4-4-2, the 4-4-2, and they've got Matteo Salvetti starting up top next to Lionel Messi. This is what you ideally would want to happen if with him being out. Actually, I probably would rather have Tadeo Allende, surprisingly, I know a lot of you are going to say Tadeo Allende, but I would rather have Tadeo Allende starting up top next to Messi instead of Salvetti and have Salvetti play on the right wing. But this is essentially the same starting 11 that we saw last game, except Salvetti is starting in place of Luis Suárez. So that's interesting. I didn't think that would be the case. A lot of comments. Sorry, guys. I'll read those here in just a second. Let me give my score prediction real quick, too. Like I said, apologies for being a little bit delayed. Captain Falcon says 3-2 Miami. Busen says 2-1. I'm assuming you're picking Miami. MD says 3-1 Miami. Mr. says I'll say 3-1 Miami. Surely it can't happen again, can it? You would think that, but when this game is an elimination match, all prior games are off the table. Nothing else matters. It's about this one match and this one match only. Doesn't matter how much you won the first game by or lost the second game by. This is everything. Everything is on the line in this match. Everything. Squeaky clean, slate's clean. We'll see what happens. But man, if they do get eliminated tonight, which we're gonna have some answers. This is why it's such an important game. It's gonna be highly, highly entertaining. We're gonna get some answers about a lot of things tonight. And so here's my prediction. I think Inter Miami don't screw up this year and they advance against Nashville SC. But I think it's going to be a closer game than most people think. I think this is going to be a very, very, very intense, high energy, nail biting game. I think it's going to finish 3-2 Inter Miami. And I think it's going to go back and forth all night. And I think Lionel Messi is going to have one of his best games he's ever had for the men in pink. That's what I personally think. Eric says that Suárez is a clown. That is true. Busen says he thinks it should be Segovia over Allende. Probably, yeah, probably. This is my pleasure to have a conversation with you. Are you talking to Amy? I guess you're talking to Amy. Winter says Miami 1, Nashville 2. History of day Miami. If they do lose, enter Miami, I feel like all hell will break loose with this club. And I don't even know what's going to happen. I don't think that there's any way that there won't be several changes and firings if they do lose this game. But we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see first what happens in this game, who wins this game. But there is a legacy on the line. Now, listen, it's not Messi's fault they lost last year or if they lose this year. But the fact of the matter is this will be 2 years in a row that Messi has been bounced in the first, or his team has been bounced in the first round of the playoffs. And that is not good, obviously, right? Still early. Let's just see what happens. There's still, like I said, there's still a lot of time. He's going to be here for several more seasons. But this would be bad if they lost in the first round. This would be really bad if they lost, especially the second season in a row. That'd be really, really bad. Audio is bad. My audio is bad right now. Is it good now? It should be good now. I think it's when I'm not like directly talking in front of it that it kind of messes up. Let me turn this feedback up a little bit. Maybe that helps. Is it good? Everything good now? It's not good? Hold on, give me 1 sec. Should be good now. Everything should be good. Got to just make sure this thing's like right in front of me. But legacy's on the line. We'll see what happens. If they lose, I just don't even know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen if they lose. I would assume Javier Mascherano is going to get fired, but we don't need to talk about that just yet because there's still 90 minutes left to to be played and see who advances in the next round. But it is kind of sad it came to this. Inter Miami had beaten Nashville SC the last 9 times, or they hadn't lost him the last 9 matches or 10 matches, whatever the case may be. So I'm surprised they were even able to win the last game, but they did. And we'll see if they can, we'll see what happens. Amy asked the chat, do you think Allende should start? I mean, I don't think he should start anymore. I really thought that he was going to start up top next to Messi, and Savetti was going to start on the right side, and then Baltasar's going to start on the left side. Now, here's a question I have for you, and I'm surprised no one asked this. We're seeing Luis Suárez sitting in the press box watching the game, probably the ownership box. Looks like he's up there. I can't tell if that's David Beckham or if that is Jorge Mas. But should Mascherano, now Mr. Mister says if they lose, Mascherano should be fired. That's one thing that no one asked him at his press conference was, is he coaching like his job is on the line? Because I think that if they lose, he should be fired. And I think a lot of you probably agree with this, but I wish someone would have asked him if he felt like he was coaching for his job. So I'm going to do a poll real quick. If Miami lose, should Javier Mascherano be fired? Just started a poll. I just posted just now. If Inter Miami lose, should Javier Mascherano be fired? Pepto Bismol says if they lose, Mascherano should be fired and Suárez shouldn't be. Well, to be fair, I don't think Luis Suárez should be renewed anyways, right? I mean, he's terrible. He's not very good anymore, and he's too old. If Savetti scores 2 goals in this game, then who might be getting benched for Miami, or is it Suárez? Well, if Savetti has a good game, I don't necessarily know if anyone would get benched, but if there were going to be someone to get benched, I would think it would probably be Tadio Allende, I would think. Bobby says win or lose, he should be fired. That's funny. I don't disagree with that. He's not very good. Busan says no club will hire him ever again after his failure with Argentina and now Inter Miami. And look, this is one thing. And Jane, I'll answer your question here in a second, but I think so. But here's one thing you got to ask your guys. You got to ask yourself this, okay? And I ask myself this with any coaching situation, whether it's college football, NFL, NBA, or soccer, right? This tells you how bad your manager is. If your manager was fired today, would anyone else hire them? Now, soccer's a little different because there's so many different leagues and tiers of quality. But if you fired your manager today, would anyone else hire them? Now, in MLS, I think that's very applicable because look at Ben Olsen or Peter Vermees or someone like that. If no one would hire them, then that tells you they're probably not very good. They're probably not very good. Are you sure Xavi would come if asked? I think he would. Now, I was told the reason he didn't come last time was because he wanted too much money. That's what I was told. I was told he wanted too much money. I mean, he was making like 10 to 12, maybe more million euros at Barcelona. And I think that Inter Miami were only willing to pay him like maybe 4 to 5. And I think that was just too far of a gap, too large of a gap for him to lead or to coach at Miami. So they went with a cheaper option. They hired Javier Mascherano. I think that if they lose this game and get eliminated from the playoffs, they would be much, much more likely and willing to spend more money on a coach. I think they'd be much more willing to spend money on a coach if they end up losing with in the first round against Nashville SC. What did they pay for Savetti? I think it was like $5 million, but I think that New Old Boys still have a percentage of his rights still. I don't think they bought 100% of his I think they'll have like a sell-on clause of like maybe 30 or 40%. So since he just won officially, FC Cincinnati, yep. FC Cincinnati has eliminated the Columbus Crew to advance to the next round and take on the winner of this match between Inter Miami and Nashville SC. Big win for FC Cincinnati. Big win for FC Cincinnati in Game 3. Just making a post about this real quick on Twitter. Tell you what, guys, this is another thing about MLS. We don't want to go down this rabbit hole tonight, but this is a big reason why you don't sell your best player in the January or the winter transfer window. That's why you don't do that. But they did that. MLS, good old MLS. And they had no replacement. So they had to wait 6 months. 6 months to replace their best player. Never sell your best player before you have a replacement lined up. I haven't even checked the poll yet. Let me check the poll real quick. 4% said no. That's crazy. I don't agree with that, but we'll see. They'll play the winner of Nashville versus Miami. Very, very sad situation for the Crew. You have to wonder how many more years will Wilfried Nancy end up staying at Columbus because of this? How many more years? He won an MLS Cup in 23, Leagues Cup in 24. Has he reached his ceiling with the team? I don't know. I'm not sure if he's reached his ceiling, but you got to ask yourself, is he going to start looking for another job? We'll have to see. Cincinnati is known as Miami's kryptonite, don't you think? I don't think that's necessarily true. I'd have to go look at the records, but I don't think that really anyone's been Miami's kryptonite outside of Orlando City and Atlanta United and Vancouver. I think those teams have really been the kryptonite. Is all MLS playoffs? Yes, all MLS playoff games will be on Apple TV, and some of them will be on FS1 as well. Mascherano should be fired regardless. There has been another theory that's kind of popped in my head about Mascherano, thinking that he might stay here regardless of what happens in this playoffs. Here's a theory I have, and you guys can tell me if you think I'm wrong or if it's crazy or maybe you agree with this. A theory that I have is that they're going to roll with Mascherano at the beginning of next season. They're going to roll with him at the beginning of the next season. They're going to give him 6 months with Inter Miami. See how he does. See if he can fix any of his deficiencies. And if he hear me out on this, though, True Pumpkin, hear me out on this. And if he fails by next summer, my theory is that they're going to hire Scaloni from Argentina after the World Cup to take over Inter Miami. So that's one of my thoughts. Maybe that they roll with Mascherano for the beginning of the first half of the MLS season in 2026. And if he sucks, they hire Lionel Scaloni from Argentina after the 2026 World Cup, and he joins his buddy Messi at the club level. That's just a thought I have. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It's just a theory. That would be like the only justification I could see Inter Miami maybe giving Mascherano a little bit more time before they fire him. But we'll see. We'll see if that happens. Who is your favorite to win MLS Cup based on what you've seen so far? It's tough. I would say probably between LAFC and Vancouver would be the two teams that come to mind. I really don't see anybody in the Eastern Conference that I think is that team. Like I don't see an MLS Cup winning team out of the Eastern Conference personally. Personally, I don't think that. Pito Bismo says Messi is 38 years old. Miami can't waste another season. Now that I agree with. I do agree with that, but we'll see what they do. I think they might. I think that they've already wasted a couple seasons with all this stuff. So we'll see what happens. By the way, guys, game's about to start here. Kickoff's about to happen. Make sure you guys give us a like already if you haven't. We're at 19 likes. Let's try to get to 50 before halftime. Make sure you smash the like button, share with a friend. Let's grow the audience as much as we can. Big elimination game tonight for Inter Miami and Nashville SC. The winner will take on FC Cincinnati in the conference semifinals. And so make sure you guys hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. Subscribe to the channel. We are just growing. We're like one subscriber away from 10,700. I think we could hit 12,000 by MLS Cup final day just because of all the momentum and how many more big, exciting games there are and all the offseason movement we're going to see. You guys aren't going to miss that. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Angus says, hi, Will. How are you doing? I'm doing good. It's been a great soccer Saturday. Hope you're having a great night and a great day as well. And there's a lot of big games on. A lot of big games on. This is a big game. Very, very big game. Ashcan says, Will, do you see the Seattle versus Minnesota penalty shootout? Yeah, I saw the whole game. I'm not surprised that they're out of MLS. They're out of the playoffs because they didn't spend any money this summer. They didn't sign a single player. Most of the Leagues Cup games are at home for them, except for one where they had to play the Galaxy. So I thought they were going to have some issues down the stretch of the season, and they did. They didn't have anyone who could score really. I'm not too shocked. Okay, so the lineup they just showed on Apple TV is not the same one they showed on FotMob. It looks like they're going to play 5 in the back. Let me look at this lineup again. Okay, I think they're going to show a better angle of this. I'm hoping they show a better angle of this lineup, but it looks like they are going to play 5 in the back. Inter Miami is. Guys, I'm telling you, all hell is going to break loose if Inter Miami lose. It's going to be really bad. It's going to be really, really bad. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they are playing a 3-5-2. FotMob has it wrong. So it looks like Busquets is going to play a center back or maybe like a sweeper. And they're going to have Jordi Alba and they're going to have Ian Frey more as wingbacks. Or I think Jordi Alba probably will play pretty advanced in this game. He's going to be playing pretty high up. He'll be almost like a left winger. And then they'll have DePaul playing next to behind Baltasar Rodriguez, or they'll play. I don't know. I'd have to see the lineup again. Let's see. They got Busquets, and it looks like they got Baltasar next to him, and they've got Rodrigo DePaul on the other side of him. All right, let's see. By the way, I don't want to hear any excuses of Luis Suárez if they lose this game. I don't want to hear any excuses of that's why they lost. First of all, the guy has been a disaster all season long. He gets what he deserves. He should have never did what he did at the Leagues Cup, put a target on his back. And then the kick he had on Nashville SC's player, sure, maybe it was a little harsh on the punishment, but you have a target on your back when you do stupid things. So I don't feel bad for him. He probably should just got issued a yellow and a fine. And then if he got a yellow in this game, he would have had a yellow card accumulation and been out for the next match. But when you do stupid things and you get in trouble, it happens. It happens. So 15 minutes late already, insanity. Yeah, it's almost like 20 minutes late. Sounders are a horrible team. Yeah, they won Leagues Cup. Yeah, they did win Leagues Cup. They are a bad team, though. I don't think they're that good. And also, too, remember, Messi has to have help. He can't do it all on his own. He's going to need one of these guys to step up and help him out in this match. He cannot do it all on his own. He needs someone to help step up and be a goal scoring threat in this match. We'll see if that happens. We'll see what happens. Who is it going to be? Cheyenne of Rave Green TV says, thanks for hopping on the post-match stream with us. Yeah, no problem, my friend. No problem. Sorry that your team got eliminated earlier than, most people. A lot of people didn't think they were going to eliminate this early, but you never know. And obviously they had their deficiency, so not too surprised, but obviously it doesn't make it hurt any less. Will also depend on how they lose. If the refs aren't good, it's going to be yeah. I do agree with that, Juan. I do agree with that. Pepto Bismol Guardiola says, I hate Twelman's douchey voice. Oh, yeah. Police your fences. I'm always getting baited by these Google kickoff times. Yeah, listen, anytime you guys see a time for MLS, this is just a point of reference or a tip. Anytime you see a kickoff time for MLS, always add 10 to 15 minutes to that. Always add 10 to 15 minutes. It never kicks off on time, ever. Jordi Alba's playing like more in the middle, which is interesting. Messi passes out wide to Baltasar Rodriguez. Nahar, good defense. Rodriguez able to keep possession. Pass it to DePaul. DePaul shoots deep, blocked. Angus says 12-man is an embarrassment to my hometown. I'm surprised how many people do dislike 12-man. I mean, maybe I'm not super surprised because, there's some flaws there, but I'm surprised how vocal some people are about how much they dislike him. Mister said, I'm just gutted that we have to see Minnesota terror ball again next round. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm curious to see Eric Ramsey, the manager. I'm curious to see how if he ends up getting another job this summer or this winter, he moves back to across the pond because apparently him and his family want to move back to the UK. So we'll see if that happens. Amy says, "Hey, how see, let me read this again. How is Inter Miami playing so far?" Amy asked. Nothing crazy yet. Still really nothing. I think both teams are kind of just filling things out as of right now. Nothing crazy's happened through the first 5 minutes. Nothing crazy. Proud of my boys in FC Cincinnati. Winning their rubber match was a good game. Yeah, I mean, you guys won. You beat, your biggest rival, and you get to play one of these two teams in the next round of the MLS Cup Playoffs. And I think Cincinnati has a good chance of beating either of these teams. That could have been almost a bad own goal. Tag Seth bounced. It went off, deflected off DePaul and almost went into the goal, but Willis was able to save it. Oh, Surridge passed it. No one's there. Gonna be Inter Miami's ball. I do think that either one of these teams are going to struggle against FC Cincinnati. I do believe that. And I also, even though there's going to be like a 2.5 week break, which is crazy, by the way, it's going to be it's going to be 2 weeks from today that some of these teams will play. That's ridiculous how long that is, but it is what it is. I'm going to be curious to see, how some of these teams play after that break if they're going to be rusty. Some teams are going to go almost 3 weeks without playing a game. Like LAFC and Vancouver are going to be almost 3 weeks of a break. I do think if Nashville SC score the first goal, they have. I just got this feeling they're going to win. I just got this feeling they're going to win. But I'm telling you guys, if they lose, look, it's still early. It's only 6 minutes in. Nothing's really happened yet. But if Inter Miami lose, I'm telling you, they gotta make some big changes. Me and Mr. have been talking about this all season long about them needing a striker, and it's very apparent even today with who they're playing up top next to Messi. They have to sign a big time striker with that DP spot in 2026. They got to spend big money on a striker if they want to do anything. So the laundry list of things they need is already out. We'll just see if they can get by without it. I did smile when I saw that Willis Kev from the next door was playing. Yeah, he's you need to make sure. Have you ever seen both of them at the same time? Because they could be. I wonder if your neighbor ever did play soccer or play football. Eric says Miami has to get into debt to make an impact while Messi is here. Yeah, they need to spend some big money. They need to maximize their opportunities and spend as much as they can. They did spend 17 million on DePaul, which the return on investment for that isn't looking so good right now. But the team around these guys is not very good. It's not very good. Angus says Miami losing tonight would be an almost similar pattern from last year's playoffs. It would. No, 100%. It would be. And the funny thing is they forced Tata Martino out, who just recently got rehired by Atlanta United, his first club in MLS. They fired him, hired Javier Mascherano, and the results have not gotten better at all. They got worse, actually. The team finished worse this year than they did in 2024. He says Kevin actually did play semi pro, but he was a center back. That's funny. This game's getting a little chippy, physical. Tadio Yende, and that's another thing too that worries me about Miami is is Javier Mascherano going to be able to get his team to rise to the occasion? Are they going to get hit? Is he going to be able to get this team to perform in this big match in this big moment? Because as of right now, through 9 minutes, I'm just not seeing the energy. I'm not seeing a team that's playing like everything is on the line. I'm not seeing it so far. Boosin says last year Inter Miami had a better coach, better players, better bench, and informed Suárez and played against lower opposition than Nashville is now. They did have a better team last year, but I will say this: Javier Mascherano is one to blame about how bad this team is built this year. Some of these guys he wanted. Some of these guys he wanted this year. So Mascherano, he deserves some of the blame. A lot of guys, this could be some of these guys' last game they ever played. This could be, that could have been Luis Suárez's last game he ever plays for Inter Miami. That could have been the first game or the last game he ever played for Inter Miami, game 2. Oh, Messi. Oh, scores. Messi puts Inter Miami up first. Beautiful goal by Messi. Bottom right corner. That's what they need if they want to win this match. They need the maestro to be able to do magic like that. What a great goal by Messi. That was a great goal by Messi. Beautiful clinical finish by Messi. What a beautiful goal by Messi. That's exactly what they needed. They need him to step up, and they honestly need other people to step up, but they need him to play a good game. They need him to play a good game every game because his team sucks around him. Beautiful goal between Walker Zimmerman's legs too. Between Walker Zimmerman's legs. There's the Messi chance. What a beautiful goal. All right. Inter Miami's up 1-0. They're in the driver's seat. We know how Miami is. They score many goals. Messi scores. The GOAT strikes again. Little Leo, the GOAT, Butterdog says. Police Your Fence says, not my GOAT getting bopped first round again. Boosin says, one man army. Angus says, Messi looks very serious. Like, he looks locked in. Like, he just looks like he knows. Oh, that was Hany Mukhtar is looking for Surridge. A little too much on it. Goes out of bounds for a goal kick for Inter Miami. It looks like he's got that extra gear tonight. Like, he's a man on a mission. I'm not trying to. I don't want to make it seem like I'm overhyping this. I mean, the playoffs are a big deal, guys. It is for Major League Soccer. This is what decides the champion of the league. But I mean, this is like Champions League / World Cup seriousness level Messi right here. Like, locked in, ready to go. Knows how big of a deal this is right now. Icy Monkey Man says, which market should Miami buy from? CONCACAF, Asia, South America. I really don't think it matters. They just need to go get a striker who can score 20 plus goals a season. That's really what they need. They need a guy who can come in here and score 20 plus goals a season and is not old. All right, let's see how the game should open up a little bit here. Should open up after that goal. Nashville have to score. Oh, a little too much on that. Goes out of bounds for Nashville throw in. The last thing Messi wants to go out in the first round again. Yeah, he doesn't want to do that. Look at him. He's even chasing right here. Look at him. He's got that extra jolt in his step. Amy says she's so happy. Well, they're on the board first. They're up 1-0. 14 minutes in the first half. Inter Miami's in the driver's seat right now. Mukhtar looking from Will. Oh, foul. Nashville SC is going to have a free kick in a dangerous spot right outside the box. Hany Mukhtar probably going to take this. He scored a free kick last game. That's a dangerous spot right outside the box. Definitely a foul by Inter Miami right there. All right, let's see if Hany Mukhtar can score this free kick right outside the box. Tie the game up 1-1. Mukhtar, pretty decent free kick taker here. Let's see. Oh, off the wall, out of bounds for a corner. Ashkin says Ustari, they probably saving him for later. No, I think he's done. I think Ustari's done. I think Rocco Rios Novo is going to be the goalkeeper for the remainder of the playoffs. William Maris says, hi, Will. Good evening. Congratulations on the US-17 advancing to the next round of the U17 World Cup. Hope you're having a great night, William. Appreciate you for stopping by. Hany, the corner. Zimmerman. Oh, goes wide. Jordi Alba is able to get to it. Boots it away, but he turns the ball over. God, what a shit show right now. Salvetti. Oh, beautiful ball. Good defending there by Nashville. Jordi Alba's down. They're gonna stop play for Jordi Alba. I didn't see what happened to Jordi Alba. It looks like he's holding his back. Let me see if he got tripped up and landed awkwardly or something. God. Sam Surridge and Maxi Falcone just tackling each other. One's holding the other's jersey, and the other one's got his arm wrapped around him where he's hugging him. Getting really chippy. This game, listen, this game has got a lot of tension. There's a lot of things on the line. This game could get kind of ugly. And I'm not talking about the scoreline either. I'm talking about the chippiness and the fouls, and someone might end up getting a red card. I could totally see that happening. I could totally see that happening. Maxi Falcone is there for war. He might be the one that gets a red card. 18 minutes in. This game's going by pretty quick. I would say that this is a fast-paced game. Maybe it's just because of everything on the line, but I think this game is timing out pretty quickly. Sam Surridge, hard touch. Inter Miami's not able to save it. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Nashville SC throw-in. Is Jordi Alba okay? I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. Maxi Falcone is cosplaying as Sergio Ramos. Eric says he wants San Diego to lose. We'll see if they lose. It's going to be a good game 3 tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Busquets to Messi. Beautiful pass from Messi to Yende. Yende passes it to Ian Frey. Ian Frey crosses it. God, Messi is like, he's just got that extra gear tonight. I'm telling you, he looks different. Giveaway by Nashville. Rodrigo DePaul gets the ball, passes it out wide to Falcone. Miami looks like they're playing a little slower now as a team. They're playing a lot slower. Maybe they use that burst of energy the first 20 minutes, but they're just the way that Falcone and Busquets is moving. They're moving very, very slow and ancient wise. Oh, Messi was a good pass looking for Allende. God, Allende is so bad. Good look by Messi, though. Busquets to Messi. Messi out wide to Salvetti. A little bit too much on it. Jordi Alba passes it back to Salvetti. Nashville SC is able to get possession back. Mukhtar just gets fouled. Why does Fafa Pico never get a chance instead of Allende? I think Fafa Pico is, let's just say he's probably not going to be here next year. Ed says Falcone is either really bad or really good. Yeah, no, he's definitely he's very inconsistent. I will agree with that. He's very inconsistent. Maxi Falcone is. No, Allen boots it. Nashville SC's able in possession. Danger spot. Surridge passes out wide to Will. Will crosses out of bounds. Goal kick. Oh, it's gonna be a corner. Guess it went out on Busquets. Bobby says, "What? Which MLS player do you think would have the most impact at Miami? Son? Yeah, he'd be. Oh man, he'd be incredible in front of Messi. He'd score 40 goals. But that's an easy one, right? Obviously, Son Heung-min is incredible. That's an easy one. There's a lot of good players I think that could help this team out. I think Denny Bwong obviously would have been good because he'd have the speed on the wings. It would have been nice to see, and I was talking about this with Tommy of Scarves and Spikes the other day. Emmanuel Latte Lot, he's a terrible player for Atlanta United, but that kind of profile would do really good with Inter Miami because he's so fast and Messi being able to play through balls to him. Someone like that would look really good at Miami. Mukhtar, cross. Miami's able to win there. And well, I mean, Nashville SC still got the ball, but they were able to poke it away out of the box. Erling Holland. Ed says Miami needs 3 to 4 good players, and Miami needs a center back and a mobile striker this winter. They need a striker, a DP striker, so bad, a mobile DP striker, and that's the only way you're going to get one. Nahar passes it out wide, too much. Looking for Hany Mukhtar. Sun will not move to another. Yeah, he's not. He's gonna. I would say LAFC might be the last team he ever plays for. If Campana could stay fit, he'd stayed at Miami. I bet he would have scored more goals than Luis. Yeah, but they had to trade him to get some more assets for roster flexibility. Plus, he's been really bad at New England. He hasn't been very good, but he was good last year. He was really good last year. Signing to Paul was the smartest move Beckham made in 2 years. You think so? A lot of people think he's been a bust so far. To Paul, to Allende. Oh, Ian Frey. No one there. Nobody there for Miami. 25 minutes in, 1-0. DePaul looking for Messi. Zimmerman able to head it to Willis. Miami team's already looking tired. They're looking a little gassed so far. 25 minutes into the first half. Mayer looking for Surridge. Surridge passes it. Tag Seth. Do you think Miami brings Rocco back? I think there's a chance they do, but I still think they need to upgrade goalkeeper too. I don't think he's the answer as well. I think they need a better goalkeeper than him or Ustari. I don't think Rocco. I don't rate him too highly. Tag Seth. Oh, Corcoran was looking for Surridge. A little too weak. Busquets, weak pass. Sloppy play. It's getting kind of sloppy here. Both teams aren't playing too well the last 5 to 10 minutes. It's one thing that kind of worries me if you're an Inter Miami fan is the age. These guys they get tired down the stretch and it can cost them. Are they going to have the legs to play the full 90? The quality. Good tackle by Zimmerman. DePaul to Messi. Corcoran, good defense. Good takeaway from Messi. Maybe Miami and Messi could swing a deal for M.A. Martinez. I've heard that was a possibility. I think he was supposed to leave Aston Villa, if I'm not mistaken, and he ended up staying. I don't know I don't remember what the circumstances were for him, but I do know that he was, I think, wanting to leave Aston Villa. Bad get. Well, I guess that Hany Mukhtar is able to get to that. Oh, Allende, nice win. Allende out of bounds. Going to be a Nashville SC throw in. Maybe it's a corner. Maybe it's a goal kick. I couldn't see if it went out of bounds for. I think it's going to be a throw in. Who's been Miami's best signing in the Messi era, and who's been the biggest flop? Best signing in the Messi era is Diego Gomez. I don't think it's even close. Biggest flop is probably biggest flop for Inter Miami in the Messi era is probably I want to say Toto Alvarez just because of how much he cost. He was like $8 million, and he's doesn't even play. I'd say probably Toto Alvarez. Maxi Falcone. Campana was shit. Nah, Campana was okay for Inter. I mean, he had some bad misses, but overall he was pretty good for Inter Miami overall. Leo Campana was. All right, Messi with the free kick in a dangerous spot. He's got Mukhtar and Tag Seth in front of him. Let's see if he crosses this or if he shoots it. Goes for goal. Blocked. Cleared away by Nashville. No, Allen plays it back to Rocco Rios Novo. I feel like this game's far from over, folks. I think Nashville could climb back into this. I think they could. Ooh, nice play by Balthasar. Sergio Busquets passes out wide. Ian Frey. Frey to Messi. Messi taking on Corcoran 1-on-1. Foul called on Corcoran. I think Messi was passing that. I don't think he was crossing. I don't think he was. Maybe he was going for. It's a good block by Andy Nahar though. Nonetheless, good defense by Andy Nahar. Another set piece for Inter Miami. Rodrigo to Paul and Messi lining up over this. We know we know Messi's going to take the free kick. Messi passed it to Jordy. Jordy lets it go to. Oh, was that Salvetti or was that Baltasar Rodriguez with the deep shot? Baltasar Rodriguez was so close. Just wide right. No goal. No goal. Just wide right by Baltasar Rodriguez. Goal kick, Nashville SC. 33 minutes into the game. 12 minutes left plus added time for the first half. Joe Willis boots it deep. Surridge wins it. Playback FC. Juan says that play shows Messi trust in those young Argentines. There's some truth to that. Mukhtar. Ian Frey fouls Mukhtar. Going to be a free kick. Tag Seth. Andy Nahar passes it out wide. Oh, looks like Nahar got fouled. Gonna be a yellow card on Baltasar Rodriguez. Booston says the goal was the only shot on target from both teams so far in this game. It's pretty bad. That's why I think this game is still far from over. I think this still could be anyone's match. And also too, I think that Miami looked tired already. A lot of these guys already look gassed and fatigued. So there's still a lot of things that can happen in this match. A lot of time left. A lot of time wasting here too. Going to be probably like 3 to 4 minutes of added time. God, there's a lot of divots in this pitch. You can see how torn up it is from that angle. Looks terrible. Tag Seth. Miami's pressing. Willis has to boot it deep. God, I don't know. Like, I just think it's been mid from both teams so far. Like the last 20 minutes, I really do think both these teams are kind of struggling a little bit. Who broke their leg? Oh, did Jesus Ferreira break his leg? I must have missed that earlier. Kelly Rex says this is a snore fest compared to the Hell is Real Derby. I agree that these teams are playing very, very lethargic ball the last 20 minutes, just kind of back pass FC. Both of them look very tired. Not a lot of aggression outside of the one goal that Messi scored. It's that's why I don't think that this game we can say it's over. Not that anyone did, but I just think that if Nashville SC can pick it up a gear, that they could find their way back into this game. Because if it's a tie through regulation, it goes straight to penalties after regulation. Oh, Frey with the cross. Jordi Alba. Oof, out of bounds. Going to be a Miami throw in. Juan says so much diving going to happen now. That's true. There might be. Miami throw in. Jordi Alba. Out of bounds. Going to be a Nashville SC throw in. I would say this team. Tolman just said the team has looked timid. They do look a little timid so far. I mean, they don't have a shot attempt so far. Jane says play better without Suárez. They do play pretty good without Suárez. But that's because you have to wait so long for him in transition with the ball when you get possession to get back in the final third. It takes like 20 minutes to run from the midfield to the final third. Ellie says, is Nashville going to continue to play out from the back? They are playing too slow and bringing on pressure. That's my thing. Oh, Savetti passed it to Messi. Messi scores up 2-0. Messi with his brace. Salvetti, calm, cool, collected, finds Messi. I'd say that it's probably it probably is over now because I'd say it's probably over now. This national team is sleeping. Brace man strikes again. What a beautiful touch off from Salvetti. And look, it wasn't a crazy pass, but I'll say this. A 19-year-old normally in that position can make a mistake, maybe not think quick enough in the moment, and he just laid it off nonchalant to Messi. He finishes it to get the brace. That's Messi's eighth goal against Nashville SC in the last 4 matches. It's crazy. He's averaging a brace a game against Nashville SC. Salvetti head up before the touch. That's how you play, folks. Whatever sport you play, you got to keep your head up. I agree. I think this might be over, folks. Could be an early night. Nashville is always embarrassing Tennessee. That's what Eric says. I've got my Houston, my Tennessee Oilers, Houston Oilers, whatever you want to call it, hoodie on. Nashville's former Tennessee Titans former name. They embarrassed me for sure. Joe Willis has to clear it. 41st minute, 4 minutes left plus added time. Salvetti did well to stay inside to get that assist. He did. He looked that was a good play by the 19-year-old. He's smart. Yep, that's like A lot of you guys, I agree with most of you guys. That was a smart play by the 19-year-old, and that's why we saw how well he played for the U20 Argentine team at the World Cup. Arguably their best player. Kelly Rick says Nashville aren't doing themselves any favors playing out of the back and not pushing up. Most of the Nashville players stay in their own half, which takes away any chances from Mukhtar and Surridge. Yeah, they definitely pass back FC. Pass back FC doesn't get you anywhere. At least in MLS. Mukhtar. Rodrigo DePaul fouls Mukhtar. Yellow card for Rodrigo DePaul. By the way, if Nashville SC can pull one back before the half, they'll probably have there's 3 minutes left plus added time. If Nashville SC can pull one back before the half, I think they have a chance they can make this interesting. They might be able to make a comeback. But as of right now, looks like Inter Miami is going to run with this. Let's see. Tommy says, did you mean to make the question if Miami lose? Did I say if Miami lose? Oh, yeah. Yes. If Miami loses. Are you talking about the Javier Mascherano question? Eric says, I live in Southern California and I see way more LAFC gear worn instead of the Galaxy. Well, I'm not too surprised by that. Juan says, slow-mo shows Mukhtar just fell down. It looked like he tripped over his own heels for sure. All right, it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a Inter Miami goal kick. God, wide open. That was too easy. Can't give Messi that wide open of a goal. There's such a beautiful layoff to Salvetti. Or from Salvetti, excuse me. Prince says, hey, Will, what a game. They're playing more dynamic without Suárez. They look so much better without the La Tortuga is bad for this team in 2025. La Tortuga is no bueno. Mukhtar. Pass out wide. Messi trips up. Mukhtar, no call. Hany Nahar tries to cross it. Rios Novo right in his hands. Cringe says Salvetti will be sold next year for big money. I think that's very possible. I think that's very, very possible. He could be. I'd bring off DePaul for Bright at the halftime because DePaul's on a yellow. I think that's a good shout too. I think you don't want to have him miss the next game for not necessarily yellow card accumulation, but if he gets a red, obviously he'll miss the next game. Bobby says 2 goals from outside the box could score a hat trick with a goal from the outside box. Messi. Oh, just fouled. Looked like Zimmerman just absolutely shouldered him. Gets a yellow card. Yeah. I mean, he absolutely shoulder checked Messi. It's going to be a free kick in a dangerous spot for Inter Miami. Ronaldo should come over to MLS and eliminate Messi in the playoffs. So we got probably 3 minutes of ad time. Guys, we have 34 likes to try to get to 50 before halftime. There's 75 of you in the chat right now. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Share with a friend. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 12,000 subscribers by the MLS Cup final day. A lot of big matches still to come. A lot of big things to happen, even for teams who haven't or aren't in the playoffs anymore. You're not going to miss that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit the little bell notification so you never miss any of my videos. A lot of big things to happen still. Still have the semifinals for the Eastern Conference, Western Conference. We have the finals for the Eastern Western Conference, and then we have the MLS Cup. Then we have the MLS Cup final. So we still have let's see, 4 games in the semifinals, 2 games in the finals, the Western Eastern Conference. That's 6. There's 7 games left. 7 big matches left in the MLS Cup playoffs. A lot of big stuff to happen. Cringe says, I can't stand Taylor Twellman. His hate for Miami is insane. And they have him do every single game. Bobby says, how many goals has Messi scored against Nashville? It's 8 in the last 4 games. All right, let's see if Messi can score from the spot to get his hat trick, his first half hat trick. Let's see. Oof, right into Willis's hands. You book DePaul, you take away 90% of his game. That's true because he does like to play like an enforcer, right? He likes to play with a little bit of chippiness and a dangerous, I guess you could say. Guy who's Joe says, I feel like there's going to be a red. I do think there could be a red. The Gaming Scotsman says, I hate Inter Miami, such a fake BS club. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't know how they're fake, but looks like there's going to be about 40 seconds left of the first half. 40 seconds left in the first half. Throw in Inter Miami. We're over the added time in the first half. We'll see how much longer they play through. I'd say this will probably be the last possession till they blow the whistle for the end of the first half. Ian Frey passes it back to Maxi Falcone, and that's the first half whistle. It's 2-0. Inter Miami over Nashville SC in Game 3 of the first round. Wait, is it the first half? I thought that was the final whistle. Not the final whistle, but the first half whistle. I guess not. I guess they're still playing. That's weird. What the hell? I guess they will get one more possession, maybe. All right, that's the final whistle for the first half. Not the final whistle, the first half whistle. Inter Miami's up 2-0 over Nashville SC in Game 3 of an elimination game in the first round of the MLS Cup playoffs. The winner of this match will face FC Cincinnati in the semifinals in the next round. Now, Inter Miami, I'd say for the most part, took care of business in that first half. They're up 2-0. I want a first half grade from you guys, 1 through 10, on how you thought Inter Miami played in that first half. 1, they played abysmal, absolute shit. 10, they had an incredible first half. What is your first half grade for Inter Miami? And I also want your first half grade for Nashville SC, 1 through 10. All right, Crin says it's a 9.5 for Inter Miami. Guy who's Joe says 7 out of 10. Kevin says it's a 10. SPH says 9. Amy says 9. Big Chungus says 7. Boosin says 7. Taryn says 9. Mr. says 7. Nico says Suárez not playing is a blessing. Cringe says great pass, good defense, and dominating the midfield. Guy who's Joe says 3.5 out of 10 for Nashville. Juan says the defense, or let's see, this is definitely one of those Miami played well and Nashville played poorly. Miami 8, Nashville 4. Mr. says Nashville 2. Angus says Miami 7, Nashville 3. Drink Me says Miami 9. 5 for Hyundai. Big Chungus says Nashville is a 1. Okay, my first half grade for Inter Miami is an 8. I think they played pretty well. They maximized their opportunities when they had a chance to score. I think Messi's a 10 out of 10, but I think some of the guys around him maybe could have a little bit better performance than what we've seen. But I think they're probably an 8 out of 10. It wasn't perfect, but it's been pretty good, right? It's been a pretty good performance for them in the first half. And Nashville SC, I probably give them a 1. They didn't have a single shot attempt in the first half. And on top of that, they just look very, very tired, boring, lethargic style of ball, playback FC, which everyone hates. I don't think that Nashville SC is playing well at all. I think they're a 1 out of 10. They're playing bad. They're playing really, really bad. And the reason why they're 1 is most people would think, well, if they're 1, they're probably losing like 5, 4 or 5-0. But Inter Miami really hasn't been too crazy in the attack outside of Messi's 2 chances he scored. And Nashville just look lifeless. They look lifeless. And that 35-minute stretch before the half, they looked terrible. They just did not look good at all. They looked really, really bad in the first half. MD says Matteo Salvetti is so good. He is very good. He needs to be playing. He needs to be starting for Inter Miami. They need to boot Allende's ass to the bench and have Matteo Salvetti starting in those games. But we'll see if Javier Mascherano is able to do that. I don't know. But Nashville SC sucked ass in the first half. Inter Miami, very good in the first half. I think Messi's definitely the player of the first half. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. I think Matteo Salvetti would probably be the second best player of the first half. And the worst player for Inter Miami in the first half would probably be, I mean, I guess maybe you could say, I don't even think Tadeo Allende was really that bad. I don't really know who I would consider to be the worst player of the first half for Inter Miami. Busquets really didn't do much in the first half. I don't think he did. I don't think Noah Allen really did much in the first half, which you could argue is a good thing because, I mean, he really wasn't challenged by Nashville SC in the final third, so I don't really know what he could have done, but I don't think he's been that noticeable. I would say probably Busquets and Allen were probably the two that like disappointed or really didn't. I mean, Allende was pretty bad, but he does technically have an assist. So, he's not the worst we've seen. I wouldn't say he's the worst we've seen. Jordi Alba had a great half. Jordi Alba did have a good first half. To be fair, Allende is helping with the press so much. Yeah, that's true. Worst Allen, in my opinion, 2 bad moments. Yeah, I think Noah Allen is definitely in contention. MD says 100% agree with you. Messi first goal. Tadeo Allende made a good responsible. I'm assuming you were going to say pass. I don't think Allende doesn't deserve as much hate. The first one. Will, this is unfair. You are not giving praise for Baltasar. Yeah, Baltasar has been pretty good too. Baltasar definitely. I think both young Argentine players, Baltasar Rodriguez and Matteo Salvetti, have had a great first half, and they look a lot more. I don't want to say energetic because I do think that there's still a lot to be they've left to be desired in that first half, but I do think, guys, this team looks a lot better without Suárez's old ass out there, La Tortuga. I mean, when he's running up the pitch looking like Naruto running up the pitch, I mean, I really think it's sad watching him run, honestly, but he just kills the attack so much with his slow pace, and not having him out there I feel like opens things up so much more. Angus says Nashville SC's expected goal rate is 0.05. Nashville SC's been really, really bad. I mean, they have 1 shot, 0 on target in the first half. Miami has 7 shots, 3 on target. And I mean, Nashville SC is just asleep behind the wheel. This is not the same Nashville SC team we saw against Naruto. I mean, he does a little bit. This isn't the same attack or team we saw in game 2 against Nashville SC. So we'll see if they're able to bounce back. BJ Callahan's a good manager. We'll see if he can make any adjustments, but there's just no attack. I feel like this 5-3-2 or 3-5-2, however you want to call it for Inter Miami, their 5 in the back has really done well against Nashville SC and opened things up. And I think there's going to be an interesting question if they do win. If they do win, which we'll talk about this, there's still an entire half left, guys, before we know who's going to win this game. But if Inter Miami do win this game, it will beg the question if they should let Suárez stay on the bench for the rest of the year. If they should just have him on the bench the rest of the year and just rock with this lineup going forward. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if that's what they're going to end up doing, if that would be the smart move. But some encouraging things. Some encouraging things. Tirucho says, I think higher management going to continue to use Suárez through because he is part of the bigger plan. What's the bigger plan? Juan says, hope Messi talks Suárez into retiring. I don't think he has that personality, but Suárez hurts more than he helps when guys like Rodriguez and Salvetti have the talent to help Messi and the legs. And that's another thing, which, look, we're not going to get into off-season moves yet because it's too early. We still have the entire rest of the playoffs. But just think, walk down fantasy lane with me real quick. If you're a Miami fan, walk down fantasy lane. I'm going to show you something real impressive or something beautiful to think about. Imagine a world where you have Messi playing that false 9 or that 10. You've got Salvetti on the right side. You've got Bauts Rodriguez on the left side. Tadeo Allende is in Spain. He's nowhere to be found in this club ever again. Suárez is retired or in jail in Uruguay. This depends on what kind of day it is. We don't know yet. Either way, but they have a young striker in front of Messi, Salvetti, and Baltasar Rodriguez that is just absolutely eating with the service he's getting. I mean, he's probably going to lead the league and he's going to be the Golden Boot winner of the league. He's probably going to be the Golden Boot leader of the league. Who knows, man? The guy's a loose cannon. I don't know the laws in Uruguay. Maybe he can get away with stuff. I don't know. Who knows? Would you really be surprised if he ever went to jail? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. MD says, okay, well, this player must be depart from the team. Allende is statistically a better goal scorer than Suárez this season. It's effing bad. That's pretty sad. Messi has 17 goals and assists in his last 7 games. He's cooking. I mean, that's your MVP of the league. MD says Fafa, Pico, Toto Alvarez, Ryan Saylor, Marcelo Winget, Israel Boatwright, and 2 others. This player is so trash, but wasting the value of the bench. T. Rucho says, bigger plan is to have MSN in Miami, and I don't like it, but I really think that is the plan for them. Yeah, it's too late for that. Honestly, it's too late. Kevin Hernandez says, do you think Miami will be able to win playing with Cincinnati because they have destroyed Miami both times? To be determined. We'll have to see what Miami ends up showing up against, what Miami shows up against Cincinnati. It's not going to be easy. Angus says you can get away with almost everything in South America as long as you have the Bucks. Yeah. I mean, he is Uruguayan royalty at this point, right? Amy says that Messi's going to score a hat trick. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get the second half predictions. I think the halftime actually is probably the second half is going to start pretty soon. I want to know what you guys think. What is your second half prediction for this game? Who is going to win? It's 2-0. Inter Miami's up over Nashville SC, and if the result holds, they will play Cincinnati in the semifinal of the Eastern Conference final. Eastern Conference semifinal, not the Eastern Conference final. That's still a game away. What do you think the score line is going to be of this game, and who do you think is going to win? It's currently 2-0. Let's see. True Pumpkin says 4-1. Angus says 4-1 Miami. Mr. says 4-0. T. Rucho says 4-1 Messi. Hat trick. Salvetti scores also. Drink Me says predict 1 Allende. Clear miss. Yeah, he's guaranteed at least 1, right? Miami King says 4-0. MD says 5-3. Man, if they give up 3 goals in the second half, that'd be pretty bad. Either team, right? Pickle Man says 3-1 Miami. Guy Who's Joe says 3-1 Miami. Kevin Hernandez says 4-4. We got a tie, so it's going to go to penalties. Interesting. Amy says, so for the semifinal, is it just one? It is. So after the series, it goes to just 1 game, single elimination, and Inter Miami will have to play that game on the road at Cincinnati. So they're not guaranteed to play any more games at home in 2025. No, this could be the final game of the MLS Cup playoffs for Inter Miami at home. This could be the final game they play. Juan says, after giving predictions 3-0 Miami, do you think Rodrigo DePaul and Messi play with Argentina during the break? I think there's a chance they could. I think there's a very good chance that they could. Guitar Man says 2-1 Miami. Cincinnati don't have the goal scorers. We'll have to see. MD says, "Hey, Will, is the conference official trophy? Not really, not really. You're guaranteed a Champions League spot for that, but that's about it." Okay, so my second half prediction is I think that Nashville SC look a lot better. My original score prediction was 3-2 Inter Miami over Nashville SC. I think Nashville SC look a lot better in the second half. They're going to come out with more energy and they're going to play with more urgency, but I don't think it's going to be enough to overcome Inter Miami. I think Inter Miami I'm going to revise my score slightly. I think Inter Miami are going to win this game 3-1. I think Inter Miami are going to win this game 3-1. Now, Javier Mascherano makes me a little nervous because he's a very conservative manager, especially when he plays with a lead. So I don't know what adjustments he's going to make or substitutions he's going to make, but that's my one concern. So I've got my second half final score prediction being 3-1 Inter Miami over Nashville SC. Drink Me says, not going to lie, the format of playoffs are genuinely the dumbest I've ever seen. 3-game first round, then no 2 legs. Yeah, I agree. It's stupid. It's stupid. Does Messi get the playoffs golden boot? Maybe. I mean, he's already got like 5 goals, I think. 5 goals in the MLS Cup playoffs, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So wait, why did Rodrigo DePaul get a yellow card when he fouled? Well, he got called for a foul on Hany Mukhtar, which Hany Mukhtar looked like he tripped over his own feet, but they called a yellow on that for they called a yellow on on Rodrigo DePaul on the foul on Hany Mukhtar. It's funny because the game one outcome, literally who is advancing so far. Yeah, I agree. And I think that if you did on aggregate as well, well, maybe there'd be one game that'd be different, but for the most part, I think that the win on aggregate, or like if you took the first 2 games who scored the most goals, I think it would also be the team who won the first match. I could be wrong about that though. Foul accumulation, you do 2 to 3 no call fouls, then the next one's yellow. Okay, second half's about underway. Here we go. Schaffelberg has been subbed in for Nashville SC, which is going to give them a little bit of pace. We'll see if that can help. We'll see who he curious to see who he got subbed in for. All right, we'll see if things open up. We got Schaffelberg on the pitch now, which is going to give him a little bit more pace. Nashville SC, we'll see if they can transform from playback FC to something in the attack. That was a bad giveaway by Nahar. Passed it to Messi. Messi looking for Allende. Okay, they made 3 changes. Lovitz, Schaffelberg. Oh, bad defending. They're calling a foul on Surridge on Falcone. Let's see. I have to see a replay on this. Wow. Let's see. Schaffelberg's already making a difference, though. Pace on the wing. Let's see. Did Surridge foul Falcone? No, that's a flop. Are you serious? Dude, that was the biggest flop I've ever seen. Are you kidding me? Wow, dude, that was a flop from hell. Maybe he didn't clip the back of his heel. Maybe he did clap the. It looked like from that one angle he didn't even touch him, but maybe he did clip the back of Falcone's heel. I don't know. That's close though. Oh man, that I don't know about that one, guys. I don't know. Looks like Falcone might have got away with one right there. Let me see if I can get a different angle on this. Let me see. I don't know. I think that's. I don't know. I think Nashville might have got screwed there. I don't know about that one. Wow. Wow. Well, listen though, I'll tell you what though, that was the first play in the attack from Nashville SC with Schaffelberg, and they scored a goal in the first minute. So I think this game's going to open up, folks. I do think there's a chance this opens up. Schaffelberg has got pace. Very, very. The Canadian international is not too bad, but I will say that should have been a goal. Yeah, that could have changed the entire game. And here's the explanation. They cannot review it because the whistle is blown before he scored, which is bullshit, honestly. But that's the rules. That was bad. That was bad. I do think this game's gonna open up. Look at Schaffelberg. I think is gonna give some issues to Inter Miami. Oh, nice pass from Schaffelberg to Nahar. Passes out wide to Mukhtar. Surridge didn't touch it. Ashkin says there's a clear contact and the whistle's blown. There's nothing you do about it. I still think it was still a soft. I don't think it was a. I think his heel got clipped at most. Let me see. I mean, Falcone fell like he got punched in the back. Wow, so the whistle was blown after the goal was scored, so they could have reviewed it, and they never did. Wow, I can't believe they didn't review that. I cannot believe they didn't review that. If Nashville SC score here, I think Miami could be in trouble if Nashville SC can score early on. A lot of you agree. You think that was a dive. Yeah, that was some bad refereeing. Very bad refereeing. Rodrigo to Paul. Good cross, looking for Silvetti. Good defending by Walker Zimmerman. DePaul, let's go out. Inter Miami throw in. I expect this game to be a lot more intense the second half. There's a lot more at stake, obviously, like we talked about. This is an elimination game. If they lose, they're out. If they win, they're in. Either team. So I believe that this is probably going to. I believe that the intensity of this game is going to ramp up. All right, Nashville SC throw in. Andy Nahar. Oof. Nice win. Can Mukhtar get to over Falcone? Falcone? Oh, Falcone is so slow. Wow. Good Lord. Mukhtar, he made up the distance on that. Found Falcone. God, Falcone is so damn slow. Did you see that? The pass or the deflection off Schaffelberg, Mukhtar and Falcone tracking that ball down. I mean, that was bad. Who would win in a race, Falcone or La Tortuga? Who would win? Free kick in a dangerous spot for Nashville SC. Mukhtar's going to take it. Wingcake says, since Inter struggles visiting, could they be eliminated by Cincinnati, or would Philly be the best at taking them down? We'll have to see. We'll see if they can even advance in this game. We'll see which team would probably be a worse matchup for them, but they gotta get through this game first. And Nashville SC is making some noise late in this game or early in the second half. Oh, oh, nice nutmeg by Messi on tag Seth. To Paul, looking out wide for Baltasar. Good flick by Baltasar to Jordi. Alba crosses it. No one's there. Busquets fouls Hany Mukhtar. Booston says Inter Miami needs to go via Bright. I would assume that one of them will probably be in the game. One of them will be in the game sooner than later. Nice nutmeg by Messi. Nashville's starting to play slow again, though. They need to pick up the pace. Need to pick up the pace if they want to have any chance. Need to put the pressure on Inter Miami. Would love to see a Bright for Busquets at the 70th minute and Alvarez for Allen. That would be a decent sub. I think that maybe Lujan would come on for no Allen, or Busquets would slide back to center back. Messi mugged the same guy twice. Noah Allen looking deep for Jordy. Can he get to it? He can't. Joe Willis is able to save it. Brugman, 2024 MLS Cup MVP, Gaston Brugman from Nashville SC. One of the halftime substitutions Nashville SC made. They gotta play with more urgency. They're doing the slow playback FC BS. Not gonna cut it. They gotta have their foot on the gas. Wingcake says, from your video with Tack on MLS, do you think there's a chance of retooling the playoffs in the round of 3 and wild card that makes the playoffs run almost 3 months with a FIFA break smack dab in the middle? Yeah, I think. Surridge with a terrible hit. Good look from Mukhtar to Surridge though. I think that when the schedule changes, the playoffs are going to be only going to be a month. It'll be probably entire month of May. Terrible hit by Surridge. Keyshawn says, "How the hell did Minnesota win?" I have no idea. I mean, the Sounders are just bad. Honestly, the Sounders are just really, really bad. Sounders are not very good. Tag Seth to Surridge. Mukhtar looking for tag Seth. Andy Nahar deflected off Baltasar Rodriguez out of bounds for a Nashville SC throw in. Guy who's Joe says same Seattle Sounders that outplayed Atletico Madrid for 45 minutes. But that was at home, though. You got to think about that. Gaston Brugman called for the foul on DePaul. Yes, if Miami advanced, whoever wins this game will play Cincinnati. Whoever wins this game will play Cincinnati in the semifinals of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Sovetti out wide. Passes it to Busquets. Busquets met to Messi. Messi looking for Rodriguez. Oh. The other changes, threes today had another level of intensity. They did for sure. I feel like all the games are pretty good in the game of three. The third game. Tomorrow's game should be good too. San Diego versus Portland. Mukhtar out wide. Pass it back to Tag Seth. They don't need to play it back. They need to push forward. Mukhtar. Beautiful pass to Surridge. Can he get to it? Will's wide open. Can he make the cross? Ooh, out of bounds for a goal. For it's going to be a corner. Corner in Nashville SC. Good pass from Mukhtar. God, Will was wide open if Surridge could have got that ball. Kind of traveled pretty quickly. Looked like it picked up momentum as the ball went. Like it didn't look like it had that much speed on it when Mukhtar first passed it, but as the ball went on, it looked like Surridge was struggling to get to it. Mukhtar with the cross. Oh, Zimmerman hit that. Looks like he got hurt though. Zimmerman's down right now inside the box. '59th minute. Inter Miami still up 2-0. Looks like Segovia's coming in the second half now. He's going to probably come in for Baltasar Rodriguez, I'd say. Yep, Baltasar Rodriguez coming out for Talasco Segovia. Busquets. Pass to Messi. Messi out wide. Ian Frey. Nice pass from Messi for Frey. Oh. Segovia. Seriously, who thought Zimmerman was worth around 70K a year or a week? Excuse me, 70K a week. He might not be worth 70K a year. I don't know. It depends. I guess it's all about perspective, but I have no idea. I think he's a free agent after this year. They cannot resign him as a DP. I don't even think he's worth 1.7 million. I don't think he's worth much. I don't think he's worth it. Nashville's looking bad again, guys. They're not looking as good as they were the first couple minutes. I mean, they had that one chance with obviously with Surridge, but they take so long to get into the final third. Oh, nice play. Surridge. Surridge turn. Oh, weak shot by Surridge, saved by Rocco Rios Novo. Zimmerman played in the World Cup and started 2 games. I just want to know who his agent is. Oh, I know who his agent is. I definitely know who his agent is. His agent definitely got him a good deal. Weak shot by Sam Surridge because he's turning away from the goal when he's trying to shoot it. He's lost so much power with the angle he tried to shoot that at. That was a very low power shot attempt by Sam Surridge. Messi looking for Silvetti, gets to him. Nice soft touch pass. Silvetti turns, cuts, crosses it. Oh, Silvetti looking for Allende. He almost scored on his own, but Allende was almost able to finish that. God, Silvetti, I'm telling you right now, I've said this since I watched him play the first game. Silvetti is already the second best player. He's already the second best player on Inter Miami. He's already the second best player on Inter Miami, in my opinion. He's dangerous. A lot of potential. Oh, hard challenge by Ian Frey. Surprised he didn't get a yellow for that. Ian Frey just like absolutely destroyed Alex Will in the back. Not sure how he didn't get a card for that. Angus says it's ridiculous that MLS has a vast majority of playoff matches in the round of 3. In my opinion, playoffs need to have a consistent format instead of its randomness. It's very random and it changes too much. They need to have. It's hard to build history or tradition when you change things constantly. That's the one thing I don't like about our league is they change things too frequently. Oh, can Schaffelberg gets it? Oh, cleared by Jordi Alba. Out of bounds, going to be a Nashville throw in. I will say this too, just to be honest with you guys. It is kind of taxing and tiring to see 2 teams play for the 4th time in the last 20 days. Like this is the 4th time we've seen these teams play so many times against each other. I am so ready to see them play someone else. I'm so ready to see these teams play other teams besides their first round opponents. I just don't want to see the same team play this many times. If Nashville SC and Inter Miami don't play in 2020 in 2026, I'd be okay with that because it's we just seen it so many damn times. Like Mukhtar cross deflected. Falcone tries to clear it, but he misses it. Able to get to the ball. Clears out of bounds for a throw in. Nashville SC. Wingcake says Liga MX has kept the home and away format for ages now, and the now only thing that changes is if it's 8 or 12 teams. Guy who's Joe says should be 2-legged aggregate, and it should be. I agree. Tommy says they only do 3 games because they want more. They want more games to make more. Yeah, but they could do 2-game aggregates throughout the entire playoffs, and there'd be more games. Going from 3 to single elimination is just so dumb. Is Messi going to for a loan deal? There are lots of rumors. There's no way he's going anywhere. He's going to stay with Miami. Tag Seth cross it, looking for who is he looking for? It didn't get to him anyways. Oh, Brugman brought down, but no call. Oh, Brugman. No, Mayor. Hard tackle on Messi. Keyshawn says, should an MLS club sign Aaron Ramsey? I don't know. Where was he at recently? Was it Pumas or was it Monterey? Nick Smith says, I've seen this play out badly too many times. We need a third. Nashville SC have really struggled with some of their chances, but I just still wonder what would have happened if they had been able, if that one goal would have been counted that they scored. I think that was a weak call on Falcone, or a weak call on Surridge on Falcone. Do I love or hate any of the World Cup kits? I haven't seen any yet. I haven't seen. I can't think of any off the top of my head yet. Wingcake says, at this point, I'm surprised Garber hasn't said the higher seed gets to decide what format they play. Yeah, I feel like the two would be better. The two-legged aggregate and the higher seed team plays on the road the first match. No, Ramsey is well over the hill now. 5 years ago, maybe, but not now. Yeah, I don't think that I would sign him personally either. I don't think that'd be a good move for an MLS team. Oh, Salvetti gets yellow. God, how many yellows do they have? Tell you, someone might get a red this game. Zimmerman's not. Yeah, Zimmerman's getting banged up pretty bad this game. I think that's a soft. Yeah, I think that's a soft yellow for Salvetti. I don't think he did anything wrong. Hacker says Messi should prepare for a World Cup. I could see him going on loan deal, but there are rumors that Miami reject Chelsea, Benfica, Galatasaray for Messi for 4-month deals. They're not going to. They're not going to let any other team have a Messi kit except Inter Miami. I mean, you can make one if you want, like customize a Messi on whoever team you want, but they're not going to let any other team be able to say that they have Messi. That's just not going to happen. Except maybe Barcelona. He's not going to go on loan at Barcelona. I'm just saying that was the only team that they would even consider, and that's not going to happen. They're not going to loan him to Galatasaray, Benfica, Chelsea, no one. Just not going to happen. Out of bounds. Corner kick for Nashville SC. Nick Smith says this ref is known for giving quick yellows and it's showing. I mean, there's what, like, is there like 7, 8 yellows this game? Wait, what about Son heading to Milan till March since Santi has been asked up front? No, he's not going anywhere either. They're not gonna loan these guys out. They are the players of their clubs. They're not gonna do that. Oh, low. Oh, Surridge. Just wide right. Looks like it's deflected out. Gonna be another corner for Nashville SC. Let me see this. See the deflection. Yep, deflected off of Tadio Yende. Messi won't go anywhere. It's just idle gossip. Yeah, it's just like news cycle slow. Let's start something. Hany Mukhtar. Oh, good win by Schaffelberg. Schaffelberg. Oh, why did he shoot that? He had Surge wide right, wide left, wide open. Jordi Alba. My God, that was such a bad. What the hell was Schaffelberg doing? That's why Schaffelberg will probably never play in Europe because it's that the physical abilities there, but the mental is not there. Like that was just such a bonehead shot. I don't know why he didn't try to pass it out wide to Sam Surridge. Big Chunky says, "Why is Nashville so ass? Because their team's just not good. They don't have a lot. They don't really spend a lot. Their team's very mid. Like their DPS have all been here for 3 years. They don't really. They're content with keeping the same guys, even if they're not good. Like Zimmerman, they're cool with him being a DP. He's not very good. Miss hit by Falcone. Oh, Brugman. Good save by Rocco. Mr. says, I think Santi Jimenez will end up in either MLS or Liga MX. There's a chance. It just depends on what the price would be. Angus says those loan articles, videos are pretty much clickbait. They are. They're just trying to start. They're just trying to gain some attention. There's just no way that Miami would let him wear another team's kit with his name on it. There's no way. They want Miami to be the only team that can sell a Messi kit. Sovetti, good block by Nashville. 72nd minute, 2-0. Inter Miami over Nashville SC still. DePaul passes out wide to Jordi Alba. Messi to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba. Nice. Is that Tadio Allende? It is. 3-0. Inter Miami. It's over. There it is. Three 0. Wow. Big game for Inter Miami. They're gonna finally advance the first time in their history to the next round. If the results hold, I mean anything can happen, but it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Wow. Angus says that's all, folks. Yep, that's a big difference between last year and this season. Able to take care of business in a big match. Allende able to not embarrass his fans and his team for once, right? He's able to convert the easy chance, able to bury it. Now Yannick Bright's coming out. Yannick Bright's coming in. Salvetti is coming out. He's gonna park the bus. Teal Bunbury's coming in for Nashville. See, they're parking the bus. Inter Miami is. By the way, considering Teal Bunbury's strikers is absurd. He's terrible. So FC Cincinnati and Inter Miami is going to be a hell of a match in 2 weeks. Oh, Tadio Allende. The chip. Oh, beautiful chip by Tadio Allende. What a chip. That was a beautiful chip by Tadio Allende. He deserves a lot of credit with that. Was that Messi with the assist? What a beautiful, beautiful goal. What a beautiful goal. Wow, Tadio Allende with the brace. Who would have thought that, right? Who would have thought Tadio Allende with the brace? Nashville SC getting smoked. That was a beautiful clinical chip. I mean, that was perfect. Any higher, it would have went in. Any lower, he might have been able to block it. Beautiful. Beautiful chip. And that's Messi. So Messi got the assist. So Messi now has 3 goal contributions in this match. Wow. 400th assist of his career. Messi just got shown a yellow. I don't know. I'm going to save that for the post game recap, but I don't know how Luis Suárez can play after this. I don't know how Luis Suárez wins his spot back. How does Javier Mascherano put him back in the starting 11? I just don't know how you could put him back in the starting 11 after what we've seen tonight. Like he makes the team worse in every way possible. He should be benched. Jordi Alba and Taxeth getting into it. Hacker says, "Is that Messi's 16 goals in 6 matches?" Well, he didn't score the goal. He just had the assist. But they're doing the Messi chants and they're bowing down to him. And Brugman and Messi getting into it. Damn, Messi getting chippy, getting chirpy too. Yeah, this game is just it's this game is so over at this point. Mr. says they've got a much better flow without Suárez. It's exactly what we've said all year. I just think that Mascherano is just such an idiot though. He'll just put him back in the starting 11. He's that dumb. That's the problem. He's an idiot. I just think that he's going to do it again. And I think he's going to do it again regardless. I think that he's going to put Suárez back in the starting 11. It doesn't matter if they look better without him. That's just how he is, and I think that could be their undoing if they were to lose. We'll see though. We'll see. It's still very, maybe Mascherano has an epiphany. Maybe he comes to a sudden realization that maybe I shouldn't play. Maybe I shouldn't play. Maybe I shouldn't play Suárez. There's 10 minutes left plus added time. Captain Falcon says, "Does Messi miss the next game because he got a yellow card?" I don't. Does he? Did he get a yellow last? Did he get a yellow last game? Let me see. Let me see if he got a yellow last game. I don't remember. Uh no, Messi didn't get a yellow card last game, so he doesn't have a yellow card accumulation. So probably not. I don't think so. Nashville's still yet to score a goal in the run of play in 7 halves. They suck. They do suck for sure. They don't have a very good attack. I don't think I think Sam Surridge isn't bad, but I think he's a penalty merchant. Most of his goals this season have came off penalties. Most of his goals in 2020 and 2025 have came off penalties. So I don't think their attack's very good, Nashville SC. They're frauds. I do find it a little funny though, because a lot of the Nashville SC fans talked a lot of smack. A lot of them talked a lot of smack. So I do find this a little bit entertaining that their team gets eliminated. I got called. They said I was dumb for saying their team was cheap, but their team is cheap. What the hell? Looks like Tyler Boyd's coming on for Sam Surridge. Nick says honey mustard is good. I like him. The rest are garbage. I don't even know if he's as good as he used to be. Sorry, guys. I'm making this thumbnail for the next video. I'm not trying to ignore it. This game, like we said, this game is pretty much over at this point. Inter Miami is running away with it. Inter Miami is running away with this match. Absolute beatdown. And I think with the way that they performed in this game too, or Rocco Rios Novo, he really hasn't been challenged too much, but the way he's played in the last couple games, I think that he's for sure going to be the starting goalkeeper for the remainder of the playoff run. Roller says there's still another goal coming. I feel it. Uh, TF Alves says Flopville FC. Keyshawn says, who do you see advancing to the semifinals? I think well, this is semifinals coming up. I still think San Diego's probably going to beat Portland. So they're gonna play Minnesota. And then obviously LAFC's playing Vancouver. Miami will play Cincinnati, and then Philadelphia is going to play New York City FC. It's going to be some pretty good matchups. I'll say that if Inter Miami, which I'm not giving my predictions yet, I'll probably give my prediction video probably in a week or two. I'll have to look and see when I dropped it last year, but I'm going to do a prediction video. I did a main prediction video a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to do a prediction video, an updated prediction video after each round, just because, there's new teams. I want to predict who I think is going to make it to the end after that. I mean, yeah, I could be wrong, but I want to make a prediction video after every passing round because we have new information, we have new results, and things change, right? It's going to be interesting to see who advances. Maybe Miami and LAFC is still a possibility. Still a lot of big games left. Bobby says, are you doing a watch along for every game next round? So next round, I will have my kid, but I'm going to try to because there's only going to be 4 games in the next round. They're all going to be single elimination games. I'm going to try my best to do Jordi Alba with the cross. I'm going to try my best to do a watch along for every game next round, but I think I'll be able to. I'll definitely do at the minimum. I'll definitely do a watch along for the Eastern Western Conference Final. God, Nashville so bad. Ustari is statistically in the bottom 5 of MLS keepers. Just glad they finally benched him. When is your kid born? Kid will be born midway through the break. So I'll probably it actually worked out pretty well with the break for me, but congrats on the baby. Welcome to fatherhood. It's the best. I appreciate that. Roller says, "Oh my God, yeah. Well, when is the expected date? It's soon. It's soon. It'll be during the break, uh, like in between. So I should be right back for the playoffs, the 22nd and 23rd, and I'm gonna try to have some videos I'm gonna try to have some videos for you guys the week that she's born, so that way we can have some content. There's no content lapse. 87th minute, almost 88th minute, Inter Miami up 4-0 on Nashville SC. And guys, don't forget, we're doing a post game recap talking about this game and what's next for Inter Miami. We're going to have a post game recap after this, and we're going to talk about this historic moment for Inter Miami. Are you naming your kid Lionel? I don't think a girl would like that. Probably. How many goals has Messi scored in total now in the season? Uh like 30, 34, 35, maybe 36. Nick says today's my daughter's 4th birthday, and then my other turned 7 on the 26th. Time flies. Enjoy every moment. Oh, 100%. I agree. Inter Miami full domination. I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with this result from Inter Miami. This was a great response from Inter Miami. Cosmic Jojo, I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen you in rollers in a while. I haven't seen either of you in a while. Glad to see both of you here. Just add an extra yellow card to the tally. What are they bringing on Total Avalanche for? Juan says Nashville really only played like 10 minutes, never looked good for long. They looked like shit the entire match, to be honest with you, except for that one stretch. I do wonder if that goal had been called, what would have happened differently if they would allowed that goal by Sam Surridge on the Maxi Falcone foul. But they still didn't play well most of the other rest of the game. So it would have taken a lot more than that to win this game. So they did not play. It's just embarrassing to not score a single goal. And by the way, 5 seconds left of regulation. We'll see how much ad time. Hopefully not too much ad time. Hopefully nothing too crazy. Maybe 2 to 3 minutes max. I mean, this game is over. Total Alvarez coming on for Tadio Allende. Looks like Jordi Alba's coming off too. 8 minutes of added time? For what? 8 minutes? Oh my God. 8 minutes? Mr. Mister says, I'll tell you the expected due date is just a rough estimate. Kids never come on time. My last one was expected be mid-December. She arrived on December 1st. Well, this one will definitely come on time because my wife has to have a C-section. So she's gonna the date is officially official. Like that's definitely happening that day. I cannot believe there's 8 minutes of ad time. What the hell is going on? I think Javier Mastro was like, hey, 8 minutes? Yeah, where's Exactly. Where was the 8 minutes in game 2 for real? Like what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Raul named his kid after Hugo Sanchez. I know a bunch of Diegos from Argentina. It's not odd to name kids after soccer players, even if it's a girl, though. Messi to Segovia, pass it back to Messi, cleared. Cannot believe they had 8 minutes. Zimmerman. This is a pretty disheartening way to lose too after the whole entire season. We're talking, I mean, the season did start back in February, and this is the way you end is an embarrassing loss like this. This is tough. Honestly, this is tough. Rev has Messi hat trick on DraftKings, can't miss. When was Miami's last clean sheet? They haven't had one in 15 games. It's been a while. Haven't had a clean sheet in 15 matches. DePaul to Messi. Can you get to it? Nope. Nahar is able to get it. Last match when Inter Miami was able to come back, they added only 5 minutes. Oof. My ex-wife named our daughter Lori after Lori Petty because she was a fan of Tank Girl. I don't know if I've ever heard of Tank Girl, honestly. Interesting. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. A little nervous, but excited at the same time. Just glad, obviously glad that this is like in between the break, so that way we don't miss any of the action. Got to keep the business going as usual. Four minutes left of added time. Messi's looking gassed a little bit. He put in a full shift though. He put in a full shift and had a hell of a match. Maxi Falcone goes down. No more time wasting, man. We got to get this going. We got to get this going. Two and a half minutes left of added time. They're just playing keep away, running the clock out. History's close for Inter Miami. Big history. Miami 4-1 Nashville all season. Oh, it's a film from the 90s. I'll have to check that out. We really watched my 5 Miami versus Nashville games this season. Oh my God. That's just so many games. So many games. Nashville won one of the 4 games. You're right. They didn't need to play each other that so many times. They didn't. We didn't need to see this that many times. Tank Girls was a mid 1990s film based on a comic book. It didn't do so hot, but replays on cable made it a cult hit. Nice. That happens a lot. The cable, the replays make a lot of movies more popular than what they maybe originally were when they came out in the movies. Becoming a dad is an amazing feeling. I'm glad you get to know what it's like. I'm very, very excited. Very excited. This best of three series is genuinely so bad. Nobody wants to watch the same match five teams in one season. Yeah, but we're talking about they played 4 times in a row because they played the decision day and they had to play 3 other games. Can we blow the whistle? And why are we still playing? I agree. Torture. This is torture. Something's going to happen after this match. I feel it. You think like a brawl or something? $50. Schaffelberg out wide. Going to be a goal kick for Inter Miami. In the game already. 40 seconds left. Oh my God. This game was over at the 85th minute. I think after Tadio Yende, is that when he scored the second goal? I think it was over at the 73rd minute, to be honest with you. All right. Here we go. That's the final whistle. Inter Miami win against Nashville SC to advance to the semifinals of the Eastern Conference for the first time in club history. Huge, huge legacy game for Inter Miami. They did what they needed to do, and they will play Cincinnati next. Guys, we're going to be doing a post-game recap here. We'll be dropping in the next 20 to 30 minutes. Be on the lookout for that. We're going to talk about the game, what's next for Inter Miami, talk about this game a little bit. You're not going to miss that. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification so you never miss any of my new videos, watch-alongs, or emergency live streams. I hope you guys have had a great night. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be seeing you all very, very soon.